titillate the juices. You know what? Woo! Right now. Woo! Woo!
Dr. Hughes invites followers. Oh, let's see if they increase now. Me too. Yeah, wow. Dr. Hughes.
Mock-ass mock.
He's a great podcaster.
Trick-ass mock.
Acknowledge me. We coming for you, nigga. Fat!
Yeah, Dr. Hughes, here we go. Keep plugging yourself, that's cool.
You fucking mark!
First up, a man whose looks will serve your inner needs and desires.
Dr. Hughes.
Yes, we're back again on a Friday. Happy TGIF to everybody out there in the huge universe. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. If you haven't done that yet, get on that, hit those buttons. We've been doing it almost every day this week. We skipped one day. We talked about AEW. We watched AEW. We really went out of our way to make this the greatest show in the universe once more. So please do all that, hit the buttons. And if not, again, I'll be coming for you. And you don't want that. With my Undertaker shirt, scare the shit out of you.
Yeet!
Yep. All right. What do we got to talk about tonight, huh?
What do we want to talk about?
Oh, geez. Before we even jump into what's happening tonight on SmackDown, I know everybody's going to be watching, everybody in the world. So this is a major event that's happening. So we'll be speaking on that. But first, tomorrow, the grand opening, the first Dr. Huge panel is coming tomorrow, 2 p.m. with none other than, do I have my none other thans?
He is none other than.
The Sleaze. And none other than.
He is none other than.
Danny Damage from the UK. And also.
He is none other than.
Reezy. You know young Reezy, King Reezy. He changes his name sometimes. He'll be stopping in. And then one more possibly.
He is none other than.
Hansy from the Howard Stern Show. I know you guys must know about that. And if the kids don't, because, you know, he's kind of old and played out now, the old school Howard Stern is goated. You know what that means, children. Greatest of all time. And Hansy was a caller into that show for many, many years until he was kicked off. We'll have him tell that story again tomorrow so everybody knows why he's famous, because he's none other than.
He is none other than.
They call me the Shockmaster.
Yeah, the Shockmaster. All right. Yeah, he had nothing to do with anything, but anyway. To SmackDown tonight. Let me shout out some people in the chat. Who's coming through? The Sleaze is in the house. He's bringing it. The top main vein. We all know you. Let's dox him right now. Michael Berry Sr. There we go. You've been officially doxed by Dr. Huge. Jeffrey Cross. Don't tell me what to do. You don't tell me what to do. Talk about last night's TNA. I can't because I didn't watch it. You know what happened with that was Impact turned TNA, and it looks way cooler now. And they have Dolph Ziggler and, you know, Jordan Grace, who actually sounds like Tom Brady. You know, when Tom Brady's doing these games now, check that out. Tom Brady sounds like Jordan Grace. So that's my take when it comes to that. But anyway, TNA, they were out. I would watch it sometimes when it was Impact, and, you know, it was doing its thing. I call it the Jason Voorhees of indie wrestling. Like, how has it stuck around this whole time? It's crazy to me how Impact, TNA, the same thing, right? How is that still a thing? How is OVN still a thing? I don't understand, but they took it off my cable networks here. So I have to go watch it online somewhere, and I think you have to pay for it in my area now. When I got Impact for all those years, now it gets cool, and I'm not allowed to watch it. So good job with that, cable companies, you dumbasses. It was pretty good. Yeah, I got stuck. I'm stuck watching AEW on Wednesday. I watched that. Once again, let's just do a quick review of our review from last night. But AEW, it doesn't really make me want to go back and watch. And you know me, I'm just a casual AEW guy. I know of it. I like people there and wrestlers and things. But it needs an upheaval, as we've said yesterday. Let's change a whole lot of what's going on with that, because, you know, at the moment, it's the shits.
It's the shits.
It stinks. Bad. You know, like Eric Bischoff is out here, you know, smack talking him and all this. And I got a whole segment on that. We're going to talk about Eric Bischoff, because we're going to work on getting him on the show eventually. If you're out there, Easy, and you're listening, I know you see me out here. Stop ignoring me. I'm Dr. Huge. You've given me money before. You can do it again, right?
Yeet.
Right. So, yeah, don't be the shits. Or else. Again, threats in a boxing ring. YouTube. So, what else is going on? Yeah. That's it. Good night. Nothing else to talk about. No, I'm just kidding. Cody Rhodes is going to start off SmackDown tonight.
What do we want to talk about? What do we want to talk about? What do we want to talk about?
I just want to see how many times I can do this before everybody starts getting like crazy.
What do we want to talk about? What do we want to talk
'Cause
about?
you guys, the kids say they like it online. They told me I'm wrong for thinking that this is cringe. So maybe if I spend a whole hour just hitting that button, um, I'll get like way more people watching the stream.
What do we want to talk about?
No? Yeah, I don't think it's gonna work. It's not gonna work for me. I wouldn't do it, but you know, I'm trying. 67% out there said that was super over, super cool like Yeet.
Yeet!
We've adopted Yeet now. So everybody must like this show because Merch Table J Uso will eventually be in your city. So get your shit together, kids, and start watching this on a regular basis and then tell you everybody about it. All right. So, yeah, I got nothing to say about it. Cody Rhodes is going to come out and do his car salesman deal and be very professional. And is he going to use the raspy I'm angry tonight? It's just, you know, he's not the greatest actor in the world when it comes to all this. He's no Rock. He's no Cena. He's no he's like mommy. He's like the rest of them now. Kind of like Hook, right? Maybe not that bad. Now I'm just getting carried away. He's not as bad as Hook's pretty bad right now, as far as mic skills. That's what we called it when we were in high school back in the day. Hey, I've been down with this lingo. Works. I know all about works. You know, don't get worked into a shoot. Don't be a mark. Don't be a smark. Yep. That Batman voice, Sleaze. You know what it is.
It's the shits.
It's total shits. He's going to make for a great bad guy. I already know I'm going to like him as a bad guy, which is good. I like Seth Rollins as a bad guy. I like Kevin Owens as a bad guy. I really can't stand him as good guys. In this, I understood why it was necessary for him to be a good guy during that whole run against the evil Uso family, and he overcame it. He's had the belt now for a while. Some people would like him to lose it, have lost it earlier this year. Why? You might as well ride this high for a while. How many like good guy long runs do we get? I don't think a whole lot. That last one was like years, and he was bad the whole time. So a year of a good guy champion, okay. But I sense this is coming to an end very, very soon, and then we will be talking all about
What
that.
do we want to talk about?
Exactly. We will be talking all about that, Cody Rhodes. At least I will be, because I'm going to be excited about the main event, the main title in this whole scripted fight deal. Because apparently the other title there, the working man's title, which we all know, especially the adults, we know that's the main title. It's not Cody Rhodes. He beat Gunther in Saudi Arabia. But, you know, can we trust these matches? We know everything's fixed, guys. Everything. The Jake Paul, Mike Tyson, your favorite football game and basketball game. Why do you think gambling's legal as fuck right now? If it wasn't. You think they're going to risk all that? You think that they're just really good at hitting these lines when it comes to random, you know, a ball flying over here, over there, or you think they're what do you think they're wizards or something? Psychics? They're not. They're fixing it. Nobody is, right? And if you're buying that type of stuff, you know, I don't know what to tell you. God bless your heart, right? Is that what they say in the South? I wouldn't know. I'm from the East. I might have to escape from here at some point, but you know how that's going. Everybody in the East Coast and West Coast. Hold on. I'm taking a sip of my beverage. Shut up.
What are you laughing at, fuckface? Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
Mm-hmm. So Cody Rhodes is going to be taking on, speaking of, he's going to be taking on Kevin Owens, who I said I like as a bad guy. He's also
fat.
He's also very fat. Food baby fat, you know? And he's full Karen Owens right now. That's him. He's like, You put there's pickles in my Big Mac, and I don't want that. And he's going crazy. He's fucking wiping out the whole cash register, climbing back into the kitchen, and he wants to fight everybody because of pickles. He's going full Karen Owens. He's gonna find Randy Orton on the cooking there, flipping the burgers on the grill, and he's gonna pick him up and he's gonna spike him right on his head, right in the floor. I'm sorry to say, that's probably what will end up happening when I don't know if he's peak Karen Owens yet, if he's reached his I don't know, you guys know about Dragon Ball Z and Goku and these guys. I don't know if he's like monkey peaked yet, where they he turns into a monkey. That happens apparently in that cartoon. But he's definitely going to get that blonde hair and then spike Randy Orton on his 1,000-year-old neck again, because life is fixed, sleaze. I already see it coming, and the book is putting lines on it. It's pretty good in Karen Owens' favor. Sorry. So everybody wants KO to win. From what I've seen online, is it going to happen? Probably not. I've also heard there are rumors, and you know about these things about rumors. They rarely come true, but every once in a while they do. And I heard there's a rumor, as I've been talking about on my show forever, Kevin Owens to AEW. What would you think of that, folks? Huh? People in the chat, what do you think of Kevin Owens and AEW? Because I think it makes all the sense in the world. It would help AEW. And it'd be like an addition by subtraction, WWE, in a way. Because, like I was talking about last night, Kevin Owens was super duper over when he first came from NXT to WWE. And he's never been able to hit that again, that level. So I think sending him to AEW, it's probably the wrong verbiage, sending. But, the contracts and all these things, him ending up at AEW would serve wrestling, I think, for the better. And then we could send Sami Zayn over there after he's done with the Bloodline stuff. I'm pretty sure Owens re-signed already with the WWE. Oh. So he could be Cody Rhodes. And I get why people would want this. They're kind of tired of Cody Rhodes and his whole car salesman, good guy act that he's putting on. He's on Raw, right? No, he'd be on SmackDown, which is staying on regular TV. And that's another thing I saw. The sleaze sent me, what? I just added the sleaze to the block list too, and I'm trying to. What are they doing to me over here? I don't think that happened. Let me see if it worked. Well, there's Coach. Yeah, I don't know. He's still here. Bro, I gotta be like super on point with my clickage over here. I mean, blocking everybody in the chat soon on accident. Cody is a better chaser. Most good guys are better chasers of belts. The bad guy trying to get the belt it's all right. The good guy trying to get the belt is always better. And how many times can they swerve you with it, where the good guy almost gets it and they're like, nope. They did that forever with Roman Reigns. So yeah, that definitely got old. All the cheating gets old too. Like all these Weasley champions and stuff. I was about to talk about the sleaze telling me something, and I've totally lost it because I blocked them, apparently. If I didn't block you, say something in the chat. Or maybe go to another platform. Because he hasn't written anything back. But we'll be hearing from him tomorrow anyway. Unbelievable, guys. There he is. He said add to block list. Maybe I didn't add to block list in Restream. So I don't want to hit it again, apparently. There we go. Well, let's just hit that. All right. We're still a noob with our new studio here, so bear with me. And don't forget to share this video everywhere. I mean, I'm doing live streams all the time. We're coming back 2 o'clock tomorrow. Don't forget. With a whole panel of people. And I'm a DJ too. And I play video games, and I'm pretty accurate when it comes to things. I just never thought that they would stick a block button next to the little eyeball button so I can put things on the screen here. But whatever. This can't be lackadaisical over here. All right. So, Cody Rhodes, I actually want you to win this match. As everybody wants Kevin Owens and they want this change, I don't think it's that great for business. They probably, now that I'm saying it and I want something, like Kevin Owens will probably win this just to stick it to me. So, fuck. Damn it. Hope that doesn't happen. Probably going to happen. Here, let me plug something else because you probably don't even know. I have an album out. I wrote an album during that when, you know, all them lockdown things and stuff. Yep. Made a whole album. And I have another one ready, and I have another one ready. So hit me up on the Spotify. It's pretty much Dr. Huge, Dr. Hugenstein, all over the world. Worldwide. Jumping under rings worldwide. Also, the music that I start the show with is my music. That's why I can play it. So don't play it anywhere else, or I'll find you and beat you up again. Yep, one job. That will be my one job. All right, what else is happening tonight on the SmackDown? Cody's going to talk to us. Motor City Machine Guns are taking on the Street Profits. Should be a pretty good match. That's all I got for you with that. Naomi, Tiffy, and Elektra Lopez are having one of those U.S. title tourney matches. You know, that's going to be one of the main matches at that Saturday night main event. Whoever wins this whole tournament. And you know me, as soon as they announced that the U.S. title was going to be a thing for the women, I thought, well, this belt, this title, this strap, it's for Naomi. She is the mid-card women's wrestler, like, for life. At least for a long, long time. And Natty would have been that if they used Natty like they used to, you know. She's like more of a trainer now, I would assume. But I wouldn't be surprised if Natty gets the IC or the U.S. title, one of these. But Naomi, I don't see that she's going to lose tonight. You got Tiffy. She already has a briefcase. She's got her storyline. She's one of Nia Jax's goons. And that's good. And then Elektra Lopez, she's a noob. That's it. So we got Naomi. Easy match here for her. Yep. In the ring. Natty is blown up in 2 places. Oh, I know what you mean by that. Some big boobies, you mean? Oh, some fun bags. Oh, that's I think one of his phrases, fun bags. Oh, some boobies. Oh, wow. We are so mature over here, but it's true. It's damn true.
Because you know you like hoes.
Exactly. You know you do. Just like everybody else does. You know, I'm not like a booby guy though, necessarily. Especially a big fake boobs. Like they're just crazy, some of them. Oh! It's a hot take. The big fake boobs are crazy. They're out of their minds. And give me Saul Ruka any day.
And I know that you like hoes.
I'll take no boobies over boobies if it's Saul Ruka. So, come on. Hate the fakes. We all do. Yep. What about NXT PLE tomorrow? That's right. There's a pay-per-view that I didn't even remember. There's so much wrestling going on. But what is happening? Roxanne's taking on somebody. I watched NXT the other night, but I also watched AEW, and I watched Raw, and I'm watching SmackDown tonight. So I don't even remember what's going on with NXT. Trick Williams is hurt. He can't be wrestling. You know, the guy that hurts everybody, Ridge Holland, ended Chase U. He ended the New Day, apparently. You know, well, he did, and so did Big E's girlfriend. They both kind of ended New Day. Oh, let's go look up some stuff about that. Before we do that, though, the first thing I have to hit with my videos here, because I got to keep them in order, at least up front, so I don't mess anything up. Let's talk about Jesse Ventura, because it just reminded me of this, because Jesse Ventura is coming back to be in the broadcast area. I don't know what they're actually going to assign him to do. I can't imagine he knows too much about what has been going on the past 30 years in wrestling, damn near. So, here, I'm terrible at impressions. I can try it. Here's a Jesse Ventura impressions. I'll do like the Kumio one. I'm a fighter. I'm a mayor. I'm a governor. I'm a Navy SEAL. Yeah, I suck at this. It just sounds like my voice when I try to do impressions. You want to hear my Vince McMahon? Hell in a Cell. That's good, right? Check this out, though. So, kids, Jesse Ventura, he's going to sound pretty much identical to this right here.
I've been on the balloons.
Have you ever seen the documentary Independence Day? Well, you laugh. That is actual fact. It happened. I was a former governor. I know.
What about the Navy SEAL
Shut
thing?
up, Jimmy. Thank you for your service.
What about the Navy SEAL thing?
I was a Navy SEAL.
Yeah, but this is in the air.
I was privy to that. I tried to swim up to them. It's very hard. Even though air is a fluid, it's hard to swim in it.
So Jesse Ventura is going to be there yucking it up with everybody. Hulk Hogan, I heard, is going to be there. And how can they have Jesse Ventura and Hulk Hogan in the same place, brother? It's almost like the Mega Powers. It will just ignite. It's going to just blow up and explode all over the place. They don't like each other. They hate each other. I remember Hulk Hogan was on Stern back in the day talking about, oh, Jesse used to take Quaaludes and piss his pants, and he used to do this and do that. And he's telling this to millions and millions of people, right? And then Jesse Ventura comes on, and you know his story, right? He hates Hogan because he thinks that he's the one that ratted him out to Vince, because Jesse wanted to start a wrestling union, like way back in the day when they were actually like in the ring. And he thinks he would have pulled it off if it wasn't for the brother dude.
Shut your mouth!
What?
Brother,
There he is.
brother.
Assume the controls. Hulk Hogan.
Yeah. So he assumed the controls. Nobody's had a wrestling union ever since. Even Rob Van Dam, I remember seeing like news about him mentioning it. And then I saw news about him like days after going, I didn't say that. I don't like wrestling unions. So maybe they just don't want to piss anybody off, like all the money people. But yeah, let's hear a little bit more from Jesse.
He's an ass.
Wouldn't the Air Force check it out? And maybe they did. And
Yeah, unless they're in on it.
They probably,
Hello?
Jesse, they checked it out.
The Air Force checked it out. You're gonna buy the government line on this one?
I sure
What's
am.
wrong with you?
I sure am.
Balloons? What's more plausible? That someone let go some Mylar balloons that flittered in the sun? Or we're being invaded by UFOs? What's more feasible to you? I know it is to me. I was on the inside. I was a fighter, a former governor, a Navy SEAL. And
He knows.
a balloon expert for about 3 months.
So there you have it, folks. He's been a balloon expert as well. So you're going to be seeing him. I mean, make sure all the kids know who this guy is. He was in the fucking movie The Running Man and The Predator, bro. So I don't want to hear nothing. He's a straight G, this Jesse Ventura. And it's good to have him back. All right, we don't need that anymore. Let's look at a few more things. I got some Eric Bischoff stuff right here. All right, where can I go here? Let's look at Dave Meltzer. One moment. We're going to add a scene. And because I don't want to read it. It's too far. It's too hot right now. Okay. That's as big as it gets. Wow, that's lame. Ooh, look at this. Look at me go. Look at that. Okay. Not at all. Cool. Somebody wrote to Eric Bischoff, you are obsessed with AEW. Wow. Wow. They can't believe how obsessed he is with AEW. So, not at all. Like the majority of people who are interested in pro wrestling in general, I couldn't care less about AEW. It's gone from being an exciting new opportunity to a promotion that was expanding, yet going through growing pains, to a disappointment, and now an embarrassment to the genre. I probably do get too much enjoyment out of fucking with the IWC, internet wrestling community. I know that. And the dirt sheets, cage match nerds, than I should. It's a never ending journey into the depths of delusional, bizarre subculture. Just when you think you've arrived at the bottom, you realize Clueless has a basement. Wow. Bravo. That's like Shakespearean right there. So good job, Eric Bischoff. Keep yelling at everybody online because it's entertaining. You know, we need more of that. We need more Vaders out here. All these kids online these days, these wrestlers we see on TV, they're like, here's my real name. I don't want to know your real name. Could care less about your real name online. How about you, act like you're on TV all the time. You know who did that? And everybody totally respects him until this day?
Rest in peace.
That guy. You don't think he was putting it on with this Hagram? He did that outside the ring too. Or he would just go to the titty bar and sit in the corner and look badass with the biker glasses. And he would even say nobody even came up to us. They knew the deal. They knew what we were there for. They were there for some Hagrummin. Back room, champagne room Hagrums. Biker taker. Biker taker outside the ring. Dead man inside. Yep. Don't get it twisted, folks. So all these wrestlers online that are acting like they're one of us, you're not one of us. You're not supposed to be anyway. You're supposed to be larger than life. I don't want your Twitch channels. I don't watch them. I'm not seeing them. I got my own right here. Okay. And I'm not in there wrestling in a ring and anything. And I'll kill you at all these video games too. How about that? Come see me about that. I will destroy you in fighting games, FPS, Minecraft if I have to. What do you want? You want that smoke? I know you don't. You'll be dead. In and out of the game. I'll probably give you a heart attack because I'm so good at these video games. I'll do it right through stream. New Day. I heard you guys stink at Tekken. And you made a whole career on video games. How does that make any sense? You got to be good at one of them. So, yep. cut that out, boys and girls. What else we have here? Well, the Saturday night main event stuff. I'm going to bring up a lot of that tomorrow. Expect that, sleaze. EO versus Liv, Cody versus KO, like we talked about. And then the Women's U.S. Championship finals match that Naomi will be in and will win. And Gunther versus Balor, which is going to be a banger of a match. It has to. Gunther's going to put on one of his Gunther matches where he slaps the shit out of Balor and all this stuff. I really think that this is a match that Finn Balor can win. You know, it's almost like they don't know what else to do with Gunther. And does he really need a title? I mean, he should up front, of course. But if the Judgment Day steal it from him and then turn it into a whole program where they're fighting with Gunther, Gunther will have to almost like either become a good guy, I guess, or at very least get together with Priest. And then you get like two giants versus this crew of people. Either way, there's something that can be done, and hopefully it's not just like a one and done championship match that usually happens with a Finn Balor. But with these stories that they've been telling, there's a lot of different ways that they can go with any of this, and it will always work. And this is what I was talking about, and what the sleaze was talking about. Y2 Just Incredible without the E was talking about for years. Like, how can you not do a long-term story thing? And people will be like, whoa, injuries and this and that. Well, then you just change things around. You kind of leave it open-ended so that you can just insert new person into roles. I mean, they did that during War Games too recently. So, I mean, it sounds easy to me. It looks like it's pretty easy now for them now that Vince is out of the way. So, congratulations to you all. I think Saturday night main event the card is dope as fuck. That's what the kids say too, right? Dope as fuck. And EO versus Liv is going to be sick because EO Sky is probably the best women's wrestler at the moment, in my opinion. No, don't take that War Games match into consideration. That was just a goofy ass gimmicked match. We had people wearing birthday hats walking into that ring. Nia Jax doing the worst things in the world with a chair in a pro wrestling ring. You're not supposed to do any of that, Nia Jax. Look terrible. You hurt the business. And you hurt my heart when you swung that chair like a piece of shit. Look, it was the shits. It looked like shit.
It's the shits.
It broke me from my whole illusion that I had going on that all of this was really happening. Broke it just like that. And then you did it over and over and over again till I wanted out of that match. I didn't care about EO in the trash can. Seen it. Even if you were 5 years old, you probably have seen that. So maybe try some new things every year. You don't have to do the same thing over and over. Maybe save the trash can for like a small pay-per-view or something. You know, that whole gimmick off the top of a cage. Like maybe Saturday night main event. That would have been perfect for it. I know it's not War Games, but do we have to do that every War Games now? We just go, everybody got to stand up in a row and wait for EO to almost kill them with this trash can, which could easily happen. Oh, it's stupid to me. So, Lib's good in the ring as well these days. The both of them together. It'll be a good match. I don't foresee EO winning this, but then again, you know, Tiffy's out here with that briefcase still holding the briefcase. She's holding that thing forever. Giving her something to do. I guess I get it. What else is happening here? Matt Hardy, he actually thinks that Big E's coming back. And I don't know. I don't think he'll be. If I had to put bets on it, I would say he's not going to be cleared. But then Daniel Bryan came back. He had a whole neck thing. Edge. Depends on really, I guess, like how badly Big E wants to come back as well. Like, I'd be concerned with it. I'd be good with an office job over there. Just do that and not have to possibly, end up in a wheelchair or something. So I don't know. I don't know about that. I do know that Matt Hardy, I haven't talked about him in a while, but when I first came around on Twitter, I was watching Impact, and I didn't even realize like wrestlers or anybody could see like what you would do. And I felt like, hey, I have like 10 followers right now. Like nobody's seeing anything I'm writing, right? And I didn't realize that when you at people on there, because I was a noob. This is like back in 2014, 15, whatever. And he was that Money Matt Hardy guy and had his whole stable there and all this. But the crowd was like chanting "Twist of Fat," and he had the little pouch at the time, and I was like, "Wow!" The crowd. I'm reporting to my 5 Twitter followers at the time, and I'm like, "The twist of fat, the twist of fat happened." And Matt Hardy's out here, and he's seen it because I added him, and he wrote a whole dissertation to Dr. Huge, but I just remember it started off, "You asshole," in capital letters. So I thought that was great. Shout out to you, Matt Hardy. No hard feelings. I wasn't the one that actually came up with it. The crowd was chanting "Twist of Fat." It wasn't me. It was the crowd, and I just said to 5 people online, "Twist of Fat," and you got so offended. Fat. So, no, you can't be fat anymore. I know you're working right now with your brother. I saw you get thrown through a table on social media today. So it looks like things aren't looking good right now. So you're in my prayers, Matt Hardy. I forgive you. It's just reporting. It was reporting Twist of Fat. He's fat! Yep. So Big E, I'd like to see him come back. But how many more people do they need, right? Well, you got so many wrestlers these days. And speaking of that, we actually have a TV show coming out called Legends and Future Greats. So they're going to get more wrestlers and actually make some out of nothing. These people that are just everyday people that want to become wrestlers, they're just going to now turn them into wrestlers. You got OVW, you got NXT, you got AEW and TNA and MLW, and now, and I'm not hating. I like Tough Enough. Apparently, that's what this is. Get it? Let's fucking go. LFG, Legends and Future Greats. That's how they're branding that. And we're gonna have Mickey James and Triple H and Bubba Ray and Taker and HB Nosehairs and Booker T. They're all going to be coaches during this show. So HB Nosehairs, please unblock me online because I'd like to see your analysis on what's happening with this future legends and greats thing. So yeah. We talked about Bischoff. We didn't talk about Tony Khan, though. We saw Bischoff going at Tony Khan fans, AEW fans, but he's doing that all day, every day right now. That's why he's obsessed. They're living in his mind. He's all he can think about. Him and Dave Meltzer is AEW. Dave Meltzer is on the positive side, and Eric Bischoff just hates their guts, right? That's how it's working. So they asked Tony Khan, so what do you think about all this? This former legendary, whatever the case is. And he's like, I don't even care, bro. Don't even care. So he kind of shut it down. And why should he? To be honest, is he really going to change anything? It's the kind of criticism that is a bit trollish. It is. But it's also because I think, Tony Khan is maybe he's a part of a different wrestling faction that wants nothing to do with him or Roos. Like, you would think, right? Like, if you had this big promotion, all this money and everything, I would almost hire him, Cornette, well, Bischoff, Cornette, and Russo. I would just hire all three of them. I mean, just the names alone. And then imagine this. You hire these guys, you got all these fucking no-name wrestlers that nobody knows anything about. You give a bunch to Bischoff. You give a whole stable to Cornette. You give a whole bunch of guys to Vince Russo. And if they want to do it even by like, these are the guys that like resonate with me the most, maybe even have a draft. You could do so many different things with this. And they would have to play ball because you're paying them. You know, Tony Khan, you'd be the guy. And you got an unlimited source of money, apparently. You wouldn't even have to book. You wouldn't have to worry about the sickos. Take these three old-timers that have already done all this. You already have people out here bleeding to death. They just like we'll have it make sense through 3 different lenses with all your different shows even. I don't know. They just need a whole new operation, new whole like identity in all this. Because the way it is right now, I've always known if something was going to work, even when WCW was beating WWE at the time with Eric Bischoff's whole push and everything he was doing to try to take the E down or take over as the #1 wrestling promotion, I still stuck with WWE through that as far as like just watching it. And it wasn't just because I didn't, I loved WWF at the time that much that I wasn't, screw them. I knew all them guys over there, Hogan and all. I grew up with all them guys too. So, of course, I would always switch back and forth. So I watched a lot of WCW. But when it came down to it, I always made sure that I was watching WWE first because they seemed to have they had their shit together. Production-wise, talent-wise, what to do with the talent. So there's a lot of different ways to do this and make it really good. And it's not to say WCW wasn't good at the time. It was awesome. I remember always switching over because it outlasted Raw. And I would get to watch the NWO spray paint a bunch of people and beat them down like every single week. So that was cool. That's where I found out about Eddie Guerrero and Chris Jericho and all these guys that, are still around or are legendary in themselves. So I don't, the whole Tony Khan vision is just obviously it's not going to work. When you have that much money, that much going for you, as far as just advertisers, everything you need, they're putting you on main TV. Now it just comes down to making the product good. And it kind of should have been good from day one because you have to understand, you got to scale down at first and grow it. It's like they took a small town promotion and now they're just putting it out there for everybody with this massive money push. And no. You can take any SoundCloud rapper off the street and give them all the money you got. Is it going to sell at the end of the day? Is it going to be a great investment? Probably not. You see what I mean? Exactly. He needs others to help and not do his non-working ideas on his own. Yep. I think we solved it, everybody. We figured out exactly what AEW and Tony Khan needs to do with their money. And 90% of it is give it to Dr. Huge. Give me all your money. That's probably why he wants to stay away from these guys. I'm sure they're like, oh, yeah, they're pissed. They're kind of pissed in a way and irked that Tony Khan won't listen to them or pay them to be a part of this. So, yeah. Could be. How about that Mia Yim's sister? I brought her up shortly earlier this week when I talked about the whole New Day breaking up thing, but I didn't really get into it too much. I got some more tweets to read. Yep. That's why it got a lot brighter in here. So, the initial tweet that I saw, like, X took it down actually. And I thought it was a whole work. I was like, why are there like swear words in here? I'm like confused. And I'm like, because we're dealing with wrestling. It's obviously a work. Even the things they say in the ring, of course it's going to be a work. They don't mean all that stuff, but maybe she doesn't get it. Maybe she does. But she initially wrote here, nah, when we bought, you know what? Should I put this on the screen? Let's put it on the screen. It'll just take a second. I need my Jeopardy music for this. Here, listen to some creepy music while I do this. Wow, it doesn't even matter. It's not even going to fit on the screen here, so. Look at him right there. Oh, learning on the fly. You know what? My bad. I should have been more understanding of the given circumstances. If the biggest achievement of my 10-year career was a Burger King crown, I'd be hating ass bitch too. Wow.
No yeet.
She's no yeeting the hell out of them. We got another one here. Because you didn't stop, bro. Oh, I got to put that on the screen. I'm not doing all that. I'm not doing all that, bro. Get me out of here. Bring me back. I will read it, though. Or will I? How about this one? But for real, it was easy for him to start a whole life with me because I actually have his fucking back. And don't ever play about mine. Instead of worrying about what we doing over here, True Kofi needs to work on that bird ass chest. And Austin Creed on actually winning a singles title. Yeah, so she was going at them, bro. And there was another one. Nah, this was the initial one, I believe. Nah, when we bought our home, I was looking forward to having the boys over. I was mentally planning to make their 2 different meals to accommodate True Kofi's vegan ass and Austin Creed's childish ass palate. But since y'all want to be ungrateful crybaby ass bitches, y'all can choke. Wow. It's great stuff. Tremendous stuff right there from Big E's girl. The Yim sisters are meanies. They come for you. They didn't like how the New Day put her boyfriend down like that in front of everybody. Just put him right out there. It's unbelievable. So she's pissed. They better watch their back out here. Bird, she's talking about people's chests in their Burger King crowns. That was another one. We know who she's talking about there. Xavier Woods and his Burger King crown. Disrespecting the king of the ring like that. Really? Mia Yim's sister? Unbelievable. So, yeah, that happened. I'm back. It muted me for a second. At least I know what to look for now. Hate this. Why would it mute me? I got to reset everything. Just for tomorrow. 2 p.m. Me, the Sleaze, Hansy, Danny Damage, King Reezy. All on one screen. Talking about the whole week in wrestling. So prepare yourselves for that. It's going to be a banger. Follow on YouTube. Subscribe. Hit the like button. all that stuff. We need it. Absolutely need it. Retweet if you're on X right now. Be a pal. All right. So Roman Reigns recently said people would pay a lot of money to hear him and Paul Heyman speak on a podcast. And I think he's telling the truth, at least for a week, because this whole podcast gimmick, right? It's not as easy as you think, Roman Reigns. And you think you got this all figured out, right? And just like everybody does. That's why every Tom, Dick, and Harry has a podcast. But are they good? Are they? I'm asking you guys.
No beats.
Nope, they're not. Most of them are not good.
No beats.
They stink. Nobody prepares for them. Nobody knows what they're talking about. They live on most good or well-viewed podcasts and live streams. It's done because people already know of you on TV. That TV thing has a powerful hold on people. They think if you're on TV, it's like, oh, you are now like the man or the woman. You have made it, right? It's not the case though. Like I showed you all about Stuttering John last night. He's just ridiculous and over the top. Anybody can do that. And that's why you have a whole internet full of people doing ridiculous, stupid things just for attention. See, I'm doing ridiculous, stupid things, because it's great wrestling, comedy, podcast content, as the kids say. Content. But I'm not going to come in here and put whipped cream on my face or something for no reason. Why would I do that? Maybe I'll have somebody else do that one of these days. It's a good idea, actually. What else could I do? Can't make anybody do anything too dangerous, though. So, is it really worth it? But, yeah, I wouldn't really want to hear it. I would listen to maybe even if you did a whole podcast. I would listen to 10 minutes of it, with Roman Reigns. How much Roman Reigns could you take talking? I get the Paul Heyman having a podcast. That would make sense. But, this would be the 20th thing on Roman Reigns' plate. And he just show up and do a show and it'd just stink. We know that. It sure it'd get viewers and stuff, but it'd fucking stink. Just like all the rest of these podcasts, as I was saying. Have you seen these couch podcasts? The podcast where they go and they sit in individual chairs in somebody's living room or something? Well, the couch, the full-on couches. Those things.
It's the shits.
Oh, they're so bad. And then they sit there and they're just like,
what do we want to talk about? What do we want to talk about?
Because they don't have really anything specific. I can come in here and talk, even if I don't have shit to say. There's wrestling news. There's things going on in wrestling. I can at least do that when there's nothing else. But these are the guys, they're just I'm just going to wake up hungover, roll over on my couch, open my laptop, hit play, and go,
what do we want to talk about?
Really? It's we get it. You don't really need to do this, so why are you doing it then? Huh? Why are you bothering us? But, yeah. And most wrestling podcasts suck. With wrestlers attached to them. And that's kind of crazy to me, too. They speak on a mic in front of arenas of people all the time. You'd think that they'd be pretty good at I'm not saying there aren't any, but there's so many that it's just, and they all have, like I said, everybody's got one. You don't even have to be a wrestler for this. Everybody's got one. The guys cutting the ham and the roast beef and catering, they all have podcasts too. Shaking everything up here. Just like the titles. They give out podcasts and titles to everybody. Yep. What else is happening? Eddie Thorpe got assaulted. I never really spoke on that. From NXT. You know, the Native American DJ guy that's super cringe.
It's the shits.
That whole gimmick, terrible. But he assaulted or supposedly assaulted The Rock's daughter. So The Rock is, this is my opinion. He went after Eddie Thorpe. Is that his name? And he's the one that took him out on this past NXT. HBK did hold him up by his shirt and got all crazy in his face with his nose hairs, probably tickling Eddie's face with all that nose and ear hair. And but then the next week, after he wins this big match for something that's happening probably tomorrow, he gets assaulted. R.I.P. Eddie Thorpe.
Rest in peace.
We'll see you later. Hopefully it was The Rock. Imagine that, giving a Native American DJ wrestler a push with The Rock. I can't imagine that, but it could happen. And all the little kids online are yelling at me because I think Charlotte Flair is the one that got Jade, the one that threw her onto the car and cracked her whole body. You know, she was there looking like a cartoon. So that's at least what I want. So I always lean with what I want more than what I think or who I think did it, because it was most likely Bianca Belair. I mean, come on, we all know that. It's most likely going to be Bianca because she's jelly. You know, she's like, who's this other big, strong black girl that they're just going to put in here? That's my spot, bro. And then they stuck them and put them together as tag teams. And then you had the rumors out here floating around that they weren't getting along. So I guess that would make sense too. But having Charlotte come back and fight her and get ready for a WrestleMania with Charlotte and Jade would be what's best for business. Or maybe a 3-way match between the three of them. Either way, Charlotte's got to be involved in something, bro. She did put out on her Twitters like a month or so ago a logo. And we haven't really heard much from her recently. So a logo means something. I think she's been healthy for a while. So we need you, Queen. Get back. The NXT ladies are doing just fine. But the main roster ladies are kind of, they got these 2 titles coming. Maybe that will help them a little bit. But, you know, in general, like the Naomis and Baileys and the Kairi Sanes and they're just kind of floundering. Love that word now because of AEW. Floundering. What else we got? Oh, it's 8 o'clock already. Oh my God. SmackDown's happening. We already went through what's going to happen tonight on SmackDown. So that's cool. And that's it. That was literally the end of the show. Now I don't have to make anything up or make you watch any more stuttering John wiping his nose on screen. Everybody have a good night. Don't forget, come back here, subscribe so you can join us tomorrow. Whole wrestling panel, whole bunch of people on screen, not just me anymore. And we're going to be partying all afternoon. So if you got nothing else to do, I mean, come on, let's go. All right, we'll see you on the social medias, on the IWC, talking about SmackDown.
Titillate the juices. You know what? Woo! Right now. Woo! Woo!
Dr. Hughes invites followers. Oh, let's see if they increase now. Me too. Yeah, wow. Dr. Hughes.
Monkey is mock.
He's a great podcaster.
Tricky is mock.
Acknowledge me.
We coming for you, nigga. Fat!
Yeah, Dr. Hughes, here we go. Keep plugging yourself, that's cool.
You fucking mark!
First up, a man whose looks will serve your inner needs and desires.
Dr. Hughes.